Welcome to Midcard Maniacs, I'm Jay, and today I wanted to talk about the star of the show, Anna Jay, one of AEW's latest signees, and why I think she's going to make a massive impact on the women's division. Yeah. The moment that I saw Anna Jay, I think it was on Dark against Penelope Ford, I knew that she was going to get signed.
Well, she's called the star of the show, and this is her AEW debut. Here's Anna Jay.
She has a really interesting character and look that's somewhat of like a stage magician or something like that. Potentially inspired by Zatanna, who is from DC Comics. I don't know if there's a correlation there, but she dresses almost identical to her, and Anna is in that name.
And what about the Zatanna-like inspired outfit she's got going on there?
So worth mentioning. Not 100% on that. There's very little information about Anna Jay online. In general, when I first saw her, it took a while to kind of figure out because sometimes she has two Y's in her name, sometimes it's just one. Information is sparse, but I did do some digging and I found some great matches of hers. And this is why I think that she would do really well, because what she does almost perfectly is be a badass heel. She's better than everyone else. She's of a higher class and looks down upon people. You can see this with her crowd interactions in some of her matches, and she just plays the role so well. I encourage you to check out some of the matches that she has. I'll link them in the description. But her whole wardrobe and attitude suggests that she could, create new rivalries that we haven't seen yet in AEW. Similar to what I mentioned in my Abaddon video, we have this problem in the women's division where there's a lot of people going for, contender spots to go for the title. And then there's a lot of people just hanging around, fighting each other randomly, not really building up much of a feud or storyline that isn't going for the title. Nobody else is doing that, and that's strange to me. I think we need more heels. Obviously, Brit Baker is doing a killer job after her heel turn, which is one of those things that I recommended in another video. I said okay, she's been heelish one time on the cruise. They really need to push into that. And they did immediately, and she's become a fan favorite segment now. And especially with the promo she's cutting in the wheelchair as the role model, they're fantastic, and people just enjoy the banter between Tony and Brit Baker. Now I think that Anna Jay can kind of fit into a similar role. Who she beefs with, I do not know, but I think she can almost be very similar. She reminds me a lot of Lacey Evans to an extent. The way that Lacey Evans in WWE is used, she brings that same cocky attitude to the ring, and it shows in her style. And the same is true with Anna Jay. I'm not a huge Lacey Evans fan because I don't really like her character, but I think that she does play that heel role really well, much like Anna Jay does. And if you put her on the mic and you let her do her thing, especially when we get back to normal and Anna Jay can interact with the crowd in a very similar fashion to how MJF does, I think that she will go over big time immediately. Right now, you can kind of see her on the sidelines a lot in the Dark and Dynamite tapings, but she's not really that active. She is really solid in the ring, and I'm curious what they have planned for her because she hasn't really been wrestling. Even though she was signed, they've been using other people that aren't signed and not her. So that leads me to believe that they are building towards something because she is there. So they could use her, but they're opting not to. And I'm not 100%. Maybe they're trying to iron out exactly which direction they want to take her character, but I think it's going to be great. I think she's going to be somebody that people absolutely love because not only does she have the look and the moves, it's all about her character. And that's something that I'm going to be talking about a lot on this channel, is the fact that we need a lot more character development. I understand that this takes time, but her character is almost already built in. She just needs to get in a feud with a couple of people and just have it ride out for a while. Maybe even her and Brit Baker go head to head as two heels against each other, or they team up and have a little Mean Girls stable. And if that's the case, then I want to bring Danny Jordan into the fold somewhere as well. But that'll probably be another video at some point. What's also interesting about Anna Jay being a magician is it can open up kind of a new world of storylines because we don't know what kind of magic she does. There hasn't been anything about it yet. We've just seen her appearance. We've just seen what she kind of looks like, but you can add on to this. She could have some really interesting, maybe even dirty tricks up her sleeve, literally, when it comes to actually being a heel in the ring. There could also be a whole different like supernatural side to her, which is possible. And bringing it back to Zatanna, it's kind of a similar thing, as Zatanna is not only a stage magician, but also a real magician. And I think that they could really lean into that with Anna Jay. And I hope that they do, because it would bring something fresh and fun to a division that feels like it's lacking a lot of substance currently. I don't really know where else to go with this conversation. I just wanted to talk about it because I think that she is going to be huge at some point. I don't know that she's going to be, contending for a title, but I think she'll have some massive storylines that are going to be fantastic. And I think she could even elevate some of the other talent too. If she gets in these mini heel beefs, then she'll be able to lose while putting other people over and kind of build up this hatred. You can kind of see like maybe some temper tantrums or something like that because she deserves a win. And if you throw her on a losing streak and drive into her promos more, then you allow a consistent stream of people to get more ring time while building up this growing hatred within Anna to the point where she snaps and then goes to target some bigger priority people, maybe even going for a title run at some point. I think that there is a really great way to play the long game with her and just build her out while putting other people over, because I think she's going to be over with the crowd anyway. I have seen on Twitter that a lot of people were asking for both her and Christy Janes, which Christy Janes is getting a few more matches, so AEW is listening. They are slowly changing and building out their women's division, and I think Anna is going to be a very crucial part of that. What did you guys think? Have you heard of Anna Jay prior to her appearance in AEW? Are you interested in her character, or do you think it's kind of overdone? Does AEW need more heels? Let me know in the comments. Like this video, and if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with everything Midcard Maniacs.